Hello there everyone, welcome to Timsy's Naked Tarots. It's naked because I strip out the astrology basically, and take things back to basics. So we are doing the tri-monthly read. Basically that's the next 3 months coming up. You could call it a quarterly read like some people do, but I'm just awkward and different, so I call it a tri-monthly read. Basically, we're going from solstice to equinox, or equinox to solstice. When we do these, it's a timing that is within the world over. It's not a timing that works for us humans. It's a natural timing, and that's why I use it. Okay, so it's quite simple. Literally, we'll pull an energy out of there. That'll be the overall energy of the next 3 months. We'll pull 3 cards out of there. That will be the main energy for each of those 3 months. And we will pull some clarifiers out of there. So basically, we'll be going from the 23rd, which is today when I'm doing the reading, the actual solstice, the equinox, the autumn equinox here in the northern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere, it will be your spring equinox. Okay, and then we'll get some clarifiers out of there as well. Okay, so we'll be going from like the 23rd of September going up to the 21st, 22nd of October, and so on. Okay, so I have already pre-shuffled everything. I'll just do some cuts and then crack on with it. I think we will get the rune out from there. Okay, and so before we go any further, we will check what the overall energy of this quarter is. So we have got ourselves what's that one called? It's been a long time since I've had that. Year, which strangely enough is it would be year. Okay, in the Viking words, basically it's year because it's starts with a J, so it'd be like Jorvik, yeah, or Bjork, where the J's sound a little bit like a Y. Okay, so that's what we are dealing with. It's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune card from the tarot deck, I suppose. It's the closest thing to what the runes have to the Wheel of Fortune card, and I've actually got got my book out for this one, because obviously we're in the autumn equinox here in the northern hemisphere. Okay, and I thought this would be interesting. You quite like this, yeah. Year is the rune of harvest. Okay, it's the rune of harvest. We are collecting in our things which we have sown, and then it goes on to say, and of the seasonal year which is ever turning. Okay, so it's like the wheel of fortune. It's the turning of the cycle all the time. Okay, you could call it the wheel of life or anything like that. It doesn't really matter what you want to call it. So basically, for the next 3 months, you can be looking forward to getting rewards, natural cycles happening. So for instance, if you fell pregnant in January, you will be expecting to deliver round about now. That's like the it's the way it works. It's that natural cycle of things going on. There could be a little bit of like growth going on in this month for you as well, and obviously harvest is good as well. Okay, so we will just I said we would cut this, but apparently I need to shuffle it some more. So we will crack out with the 3 months. Obviously this is for all signs. It doesn't matter what your sign is. This is the overall energy for our world. Yes, so it doesn't matter where you are, what you are doing, okay, or anything like that. It's the sort of world's energy for the next 3 months. Okay, so we have got the Queen of Pentacles coming out for what are we in? September. So the end of September and October. Let's call that October, November, December. Okay. So in October, yeah, the next 30 odd days from now, it would be so much easier if I just done this for months, wouldn't it? So from now till late October, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is an energy of nursing. I'm getting off that. So possibly you're going to have to, I don't know, I'm feeling that what you're harvesting now, okay, you're going to have to look after, okay? You're going to have to make sure it lasts you throughout the coming months. Like all harvests do, we always plant more than we actually need for the immediate future, but we are using our foresight. We are preparing, if you like. We are prepping for what's to come, okay? Because we know when it comes to this time of year, December, January, February, not much is growing. Okay, in the Southern Hemisphere, it's all reversed. That's your growing season more often than not. And yeah, but I'm from the Northern Hemisphere. But whatever it is, and so, for instance, if you are in the Southern Hemisphere and you're watching this, yeah, the stuff you are planting, yeah, remember, all because this is the harvest rune, yeah, it doesn't mean that for everyone, because in the Southern Hemisphere, you're going into your springtime and summer. And so you're going to be planting out and growing things. Well, you're going to have to tend to them. You're going to have to nurse them. You're going to have to look after them. So it could be an indication of quite a difficult growing season for you down in the Southern Hemisphere this year. To me, this is an indication that we are preparing for a hard winter in the Northern Hemisphere. The stuff you are growing, we're going to have to look after. We're going to have to nurture it. Okay, but probably a better word than nursing it. But the Queen of Pentacles is also giving. So pushing that little bit of preparation aside and nurturing aside, this will be the month of giving as well for a lot of you. You might be giving to others. Others might be giving back to you. Okay, so you might be receiving gifts and things. So let's get some clarifiers out on this one. The Four of Swords. I'm going down today. It's interesting. I don't normally do this. I normally go across. The Queen of Cups and the Chariot again. So, this nurturing, this giving, this receiving is going to be mainly about relationships. And when I say relationships, I know a lot of you are on here because you're looking for your twin flame, or you want to know if whoever you met likes you and all that. Now, relationships come in every way, shape and form, pretty much just like how soulmates do as well. And most things we jump onto the initial word it's mainly used for. We don't often look at all the other little side avenues off the road. A relationship, you can have a relationship with your parents, you can have a relationship with your siblings, you can have a relationship with your workers at work, your co-workers. You can have a relationship with your bosses, which will be different to your co-workers because obviously they're your bosses. You can have relationships with people you meet in a pub. In fact, you could bump into someone in the supermarket and apologize, and then, I don't know, they apologize back, and then you just have a little chat. You've just started a new relationship, okay, with this complete random stranger you just bumped into. So this is all to do with that. And obviously there is the relationship. If you are in a romantic relationship with someone, or thinking about a romantic relationship with someone, or maybe just gone through a breakup with someone, that's what these two cards here are saying. There's going to be some rest and recovery and healing going on. So if you are in any rifts with anyone, doesn't matter who, if you have some form of relationship with them, possibly they, depending on the circumstances of the rift, yeah, if they sort of kind of caused the argument, you're quite right to stand back and wait for them to come and apologize. If it was a mutual type thing and you sort of look back in hindsight and thought, well, yeah, I was just as much in the wrong as they were, It's an open-ended one. Either one of you can go in to start the apologies. If you're the one who caused the problem and walked away or whatever, you're the one who needs to go back to apologize first. They're sitting there saying, well, the ball's in their court. I'm not going to do anything about it. Okay, so this is the time for that. So whatever the circumstances of your rift within a relationship, September, October time will be a good time to start trying to heal that. Maybe communicate to them, explain to them how you feel. The Queen of Cups there. Oh, I haven't gone for them before. So it's Queen of Cups, Chariot. Sorry for those who are just listening. Okay, so the Queen of Cups there is sort of saying it's all about communication, telling one how one feels, etc. So sort of either side of this communication, we have got the Four of Swords, which is about the healing, the resting. Now, for some of you, you might just be settling into an acceptance of what has happened. Okay, and it's like, okay, fine, I can do this. I can live without this. It's their loss. Yeah, not mine. Yeah, they're the ones who turned their back on me, whatever, and you're accepting that, but you still have these feelings. And the Queen of Cups is all about expressing these feelings. There's a lot of love in there. For some of you, this would translate to you've healed from a split or a break with probably a romantic relationship, and you are now ready to accept a new one coming into your life. A new romantic energy will be pushing on your boundaries, and you may feel, for some of you, that I'm not ready for this, but you are. The Four of Swords saying you've healed, you're healing, you're just resting now, you're not doing much, you could move on. And that is what the Chariot says here at the end. It's time to move on. It's time to drive forward, okay? And you will be being driven forward. The energies of this like month will be pushing you forward, pushing you out of your comfort zone. You might find that you get sent away somewhere to work and you're in a different location or something like that, and you then sort of like meet someone, okay? And because you're out of your normal comfy location of whatever you normally do, you might be feeling a little bit defensive or whatever, but you will probably open up more, and it's like, well, yeah, this is okay. Okay, and the Chariot also suggests there's a victory against the odds coming up for you. So for a lot of you, you will probably be very lucky in September, October time as well, and October, November. Right, crossing this is the Temperance in reverse. Now, the Temperance is all about waiting, being patient. Absence makes the heart grow stronger and the like. It's also about becoming stronger. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, not stronger. Clearly, absence makes the heart grow stronger as well. Otherwise, I would never have said that. But Temperance makes you stronger by that, going through that stage of waiting and being patient. Yeah, you strengthen your resolve. You might want to go and get something, but you've got to be patient. You have to wait a certain time. Talking about all the harvest and stuff as we got Gir out there. It's like harvesting your crops. You go out there and your carrots aren't quite ready, or your apples not quite ripe enough. Although this is the perfect time of year to be picking your apples in the northern hemisphere. Yeah, you might just have to wait that little bit longer, and that waiting strengthens your resolve. You could have your apple now, which will be nice, but it won't be perfect, or you can wait and you can have that perfect apple maybe in a couple of days or a couple of weeks' time. The fact that our Temperance was in reverse is saying it's no longer time to be waiting. You've gained as much as you're ever going to gain out of this period of waiting. You're not going to get any stronger by waiting any longer. In fact, it might start going the opposite way, and you might start, like, I don't know, sacrificing yourself. Or what was the card underneath that? Oh, it was the Five of Wands. Or getting in conflict somehow. Okay, so let's go on to October into November. Okay, which is the Chariot. Okay, so the Chariot card, as I said just down here, is all about forward movement, driving forwards. Sometimes in directions you would never expected to have gone yourself. the fact that we got year out, this is saying that we got to an end point of a cycle, okay? And a new cycle is just about to begin. All because our new year starts in January doesn't mean the cycle starts in January. Our new, like, in a wild life sense of the word, the new year probably actually starts now, okay? Harvest time, the end of the growing season, and then you have to go through that dormant, not doing much season of winter, moving on to spring where everything starts to grow and come back to life. And so the new start of the cycle there would be, well, autumn going into winter, which is here. Yeah, the end of this cycle. This is all talking about the end of the cycle. You could be in lots of various different cycles. You might be in some sort of astrological cycle. You might be in some romantic cycle. You might be in a twin flame cycle. Again, that might be coming to an end. But the new one is either you're being driven towards the end of the cycle to start your new cycle, or you're being driven from the beginning of your new cycle onto something new. Okay, anyway, let's get back with these clarifiers for this chariot. We got the Two of Wands coming out. We got the Ace of Cups in reverse, and we have got the Page of Pentacles coming out. So, excuse me. So the Two of Wands is sort of saying that you're reaching a crossroads, and basically this is all I said about the cycles. This is it. Yeah, you've got to the point you're getting to the end of your journey, and you're now looking at, where do I go from here? Okay, the new journey beginning. Do I carry on along the road I was going and carry on and see where the next level of this journey goes, or do I veer off and start something new, go for something new? You're facing the choice. You have to make that choice, yeah, one way or another. Every day we make choices, 90% of which we don't even think about. When you wake up in the morning, do I get up and go to work or not? Okay, do I actually get out of bed, or do I just roll over and go back to sleep? Do I have coffee or tea this morning, or do I have a nice glass of juice? Do I go for a walk or not? Most of these things happen like that, straight away. Don't even think about it. Bang, just do it. Okay, because some of it is a cycle. Okay, you get up, you go to work, you get home, you sort yourself out, you go to bed, you get up, you go to work, and it's a cycle. And because of that cycle, it gets repetitive, it gets ground into you, you get used to it and used to it. The older you get, the more you will realize you wake up on the weekends the same time you wake up during the week to go to work. Okay, and so you've got that choice to make. Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I carry on going? Do I go back the way I come? Was there something I've missed? Do I start again? Okay, and that would be talking about this Page of Pentacles down at the end here, this learning process. The Page of Pentacles is my student card of the tarot deck. It's all about academic type learning, book learning, not so much hands-on learning. That would be the Page of Swords. But I've jumped over this Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups in reverse, it means possibly come sort of October into November, you might be falling out of love with something. Yeah, maybe this new love what came in here, yeah, isn't what you thought it was, and you're not so interested in it. Or maybe they're not so interested in you. Maybe you're not the one they thought you were, and this love is coming to an end. If you're on a twin flame cycle, it could be indicating that your twin flame cycle is coming to an end. Yeah, the love is emptied out. It's time to move on. I'm not saying that all twin flame cycles are going to end like that, but maybe it's just like, maybe it's an acceptance that it's emptied and I got to move on. Okay, but this is all to do with the learning. Everything you have learned throughout this particular cycle. So I'm going to actually say sort of like harvest time last year to harvest time this year. Okay, whatever time that is for you. I'm sort of saying about September to September. Or okay, yeah, sort of like from like autumn equinox to autumn equinox, however you want to look at it, I would say it's time to review. Okay, see what you have learned, see where you can improve, see where you can move forward. Yeah, because this is all about moving forward and leaving things behind, seeing what choices you have to make to leave things out. Crossing all this is the Page of Wands in reverse. Now, the Page of Wands is normally quite an impulsive fool, and jumps onto bandwagons, follows the crowd, tries to improve themselves by any opportunity they can see. Okay, and then they don't really think about where the bandwagon's going, where the crowd's going, what trouble the crowd might get into. Yeah, any of that. They act first, think later. It's in reverse. It's telling us that, well, perhaps it's time to actually stop acting like that. Start to actually think about where you want your life to go, what options you have. Think about the consequences before taking the action. Okay. For instance, the consequences of walking across a road without looking is you might get run over. So the action would be look before you cross. Very simple, very basic, but trust me, I do a fair bit of driving. Some people still really need to learn this. Okay. Underneath our Page of Wands in reverse was the Tower in reverse. The Tower in reverse is telling us that there are life-changing moments coming ahead, some of which you can see and avoid by thinking about where things might take you before taking the actions, before jumping onto the bandwagon, before following the crowd. Yeah, think about where that might go, and you could avoid that tower. Yeah, let's just take following the crowd. Okay, and on a literal sense, you're in a street, there's this big demonstration or something like that, and you decide you're going to tag along to it. You've made your choice. I'm going to tag along to it. Don't really love it. Yeah, it's just something to do because you're a Page of Wands. Yeah, let's see what I can learn from this. There you go. That's our three main energies out from there. Yeah. Now the problem is you've jumped onto it. You haven't thought about anything. You just going by the seat of your pants. This crowd of people, this protest might end up going against your morals. Okay, it might be a protest you wouldn't normally follow. If someone said, oh, I'm going on this type of march, yeah, this type of rally, are you going to join me? And you might go, well, no, why would I do that? But because you don't know what it is and you're just jumping onto it because it's an opportunity, yeah, it could lead you to a tower in the upright. Okay, you might end up in a riot, in some sort of street brawl. You might end up put in prison. Okay, if you took the time to stop and think about it, ask one of the people in the demonstration or the crowd, well, what's going on here then? And then they tell you, and then they say, you go, well, I don't really agree with that, so I'm not going to join on with it. You avoid the tower. Think about where things are going to lead you before taking the road. Okay, so let's see what Judgment is. This is obviously November going into December, sort of up to just before Christmas time. Okay, we have got the Fool in reverse. Okay, oh, we've got Judgment first. Okay, so yeah, let's do, oh, two cards. Oh, in fact, we'll have both of them because they came out like that. There you go. Oh, everything's in reverse. Okay, so we got Judgment. Judgment is telling us that, well, again, it's telling us you are being judged. Where I said here that perhaps you've got to sit back, take stock. Well, no, sorry for those who might be just listening. In the middle row there, like the previous months, yeah, October into November, where I said you might have to take a step back and review your year up until this point. See what's led you to where. See where you could go from each of them. Yeah, this is it coming out in a more fuller and actually major arcana. You are not the only one judging your progress. Okay, you are being judged spiritually. If you believe in God and things like that, God is currently judging you to see how well you're advancing spiritually or religiously along the God road, if you want to call it that. Yeah, generally speaking, the universe is also assessing you up until this point. Are you ready to move on to the next level? For the bulk of you, no, you're not. We're not ready to move on to the next level. We're the fool in reverse. Yeah, we've missed something vital within our last cycle to progress forward. We haven't got the point. Yeah, we don't understand the lesson. There was something amiss. It's probably why everything else has come out in reverse as well. The ace of no, it's the page of cups is in reverse. The page of cups is all about new love, new romance, or a fresh look or aspect on a current romance. It's a very fantasy type card. Now, it's in reverse. Maybe it's telling you that you just keep going through the same rut, the same cycle. You're not injecting anything new into your relationships. And I feel that this whole quarter for us lot is all about strengthening our relationships, getting a stronger community around us, building. And it's quite amusing actually, because round about there, I say it's quite amusing. It's not funny at all. Round about here, yeah, the end of this card I'm now dealing with. As I said, I pointed out it takes us just before Christmas. Okay, just before Christmas is Yuletide, and it sort of lasts about 12 days. It takes you into the new year, and it starts round about the 21st, I think. Okay, the winter. No, it's a few days before the winter equinox, solstice. Okay, so I keep getting muddled up today. So it's a few days before the winter solstice. So pretty much where this card stops, Yuletide has started. Now, Yuletide is, you all may celebrate it. Some of you may celebrate it, some of you may not. It's basically sort of like what the Vikings or pre-Christian groups of people used to celebrate round about the winter solstice. And it's the bulk of it is all about community. Okay, and I was talking about this, I've got a very much like relationship feel about this, community feel about this, and it is leading us into Yuletide. Now, I done a whole series, a whole 2012? 2012? There's a number for you. 20 or 12 videos all about Yuletide, going through each day of Yuletide, what each day of Yuletide actually means. Okay, so this is getting back to that. You're not making things progress. For some of you, you fear this. Okay, for some of you, you just don't have the strength. And when I say you don't have the strength to tackle it, it's not like you're not physically strong enough. It's just like you get home from work and it's just like, oh, I've been at work all day. I can't be bothered to go and support my local football team today. There'll be plenty of other people there to support it. Yeah, but I just want to get my head down, put my feet up, whatever. And that's what I mean by some of you don't have the strength. It's saying that you're not tapping into your reserves. We all have the strength. We all have the strength to get up and just do that. It would only be like, even you don't have to go there for the whole match. Yeah, for your local team, just turning up, showing your face there, chatting to a few people, and then go, I gotta go now, see you later. So at least a little bit of support, any little bit of support helps. Okay, the King of Swords in reverse is basically, you know all this, you know that you should be doing more, you should be contributing, but you're not taking any action upon it. You're just literally getting home. And I understand it. I feel this. I come home from work sometimes, and the last thing I want to do is a tarot read for everyone on YouTube. Okay, I've been working hard. Me doing a tarot read for you on YouTube, it isn't just a case that I turn on my camera and start pulling cards. There's all the prep what goes into it. And I don't mean prep in the actual card work itself. That's just shuffling a deck of cards, okay, putting out to the universe what I want an answer on, shuffling the cards, and the universe does the rest of the work. The prep, I mean, is like, obviously, I know I get home, I need something to eat. I need to get myself clean from work. I've got to make sure my hands look semi-presentable, because that's what you see of me all the time. The rest of me don't really matter. My hair's a mess, doesn't matter. You can't see me, not on this particular video. But my hands. So there is this prep work what goes in to not just my videos, everyone's videos on YouTube. You watch one of those 15-second shorts, I would imagine there's probably about 5 hours of work gone into that. Especially with some of these people, they edit it in, they put special backgrounds on for you, put music in which suits. Don't get that with my shorts, trust me. But some people, they put a lot of work and effort into that 15 seconds you watch, and then you just scroll past it. Okay, so this is that could be the contribution, okay, which we are talking about. It's 15 seconds of your life. Watch the whole 15 seconds. Even if you're not that interested in it, you never know, there might be something in it for you right at the end. Those last 5 seconds of talking might be something what makes you go, oh yeah. So that's what it's saying. Shall we see what's crossing all this? Okay, start taking action on it. What's crossing on all this is you have no commitment. The Four of Wands. Pretty much everything I just said there, all wrapped up in one. Now, obviously, the Four of Wands indicates celebrations. Celebrations of life, generally. Births, deaths, marriages, christenings. Yeah, and that's what we celebrate on the 25th if you're celebrating Christmas. If you're not celebrating Christmas, you celebrate something else, that's fine. But you may not even celebrate anything, that's fine as well. But it's all about these celebrations, and celebrations don't necessarily have to be parties all the time. Sometimes it's just to sit down and remember. Yeah, maybe speak the words out loud. For instance, funerals. Yes, it's the celebration of the person who's died, their life, what they've done in life. You sit down at the wake, you all remember happy times that you spent with that person. It doesn't stop there. Go on, do that every year. Yeah, and say it out loud. Say that person's name out. Tell them that you miss them, because they're still there in the energy around you. Okay, but this is the Four of Wands is a card of commitment. It's a card of rejoicing. This is in reverse. You're not committing to things and you're not rejoicing. The reason you're not rejoicing is because you're not happy about your situation you're in come the end of the year. Okay, but try to commit to something. Once you commit to something, it's like my tarot reads. As I said, sometimes I come home from work, I don't want to do tarot reads, and it's a struggle for me to actually get going to do it. I commit to it. I've committed to this YouTube channel to give you a tarot read. Okay, yes, sometimes I might go a couple of days and I don't do a tarot read. Normally 9 times out of 10, this is because there are things, I wouldn't say out of my control, because nothing is truly out of your control. You have a choice in the matter all the time, that Two of Wands. But I, like for instance, the last 2 days, there hasn't been any videos coming out. Well, I got told I had to go up to York to work. Now, that's a 4-hour drive for me from where I am. But actually, it ended up being a 5-hour drive from me where I am because of roadworks and things. Then I had to do probably about 1.5 to 2 days work condensed into 1 day. Okay, and then I had to drive back. It's pretty much mucked my whole timings up. I ended up in a hotel, obviously, because I stayed overnight. And well, actually, I took all my cards with me and everything. I had enough time to prep for all that. The main reason I didn't do any videos that night or when I got home the following night was because I forgot my mat. I have a nice mat which I put down on top of the hotel table, the hotel carpet, wherever I might end up actually doing my tarot read. And yeah, I forgot that, and I thought, well, I'm kind of committed to using that mat now. Yeah, for when I'm doing away ones. Everyone who follows me a lot will know that my away ones has this nice little astrological map. Okay, it has all the zodiacs on and everything. Map, not map. So because I didn't take that, I didn't do my tarot reads. And when I got home last night, I was just really tired, so I didn't do one. Okay, so that is your read for the next coming 3 months. If it resonates with you, obviously this is like predictive reading, and it hasn't happened yet. Most of you are right here, right at the beginning. Obviously, some of us experience these energies sooner and later than others. We're all on different timelines. We're all more sensitive to the energies than other people are. Well, some of us are, some of us aren't. You know what I meant. Yeah, but the bulk of us are just here, just starting all this energy. Okay, so if it resonates with you throughout the next quarter of a year, get back to this video, drop me a comment, let me know. I'll be intrigued to know what's been going on with you and how this read bears with you. Okay, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you want to subscribe, feel free. I do have a membership as well. You can join that if you want. Yeah, hope you all have a wonderful run up to Christmas, and round about Christmas time, just before, you can look forward to another one of these readings to see what's preparing for you for the next 3 months after that. Okay, catch you all soon.